What up, though? Come on, come sit down so I can tell y'all about how these ghost kids at my mama's school been helping these other kids. Nothing crazy like helping them on tests or exams or anything like that. But just come on. Come on. I was actually going to wait to give y'all this story. This happened a few weeks ago. It's like 3 or 4 weeks ago. I haven't been feeling well, so that's why it's been taking so long. So I was on lunch duty with my mom, and it was a 6 or 7 year old boy that had to use the bathroom. So my mom sent me, she's like, hey, can you go take him? So I walked him down to the bathroom. And when I walked him down to the bathroom, there was this male staff. And I said, hey, can you check to make sure that there are no kids in there before I send him in there? And the reason being is because older kids, I try to make sure that older kids are not in the same space as younger kids, because older kids can be pretty cruel. Okay, there have been some instances where older kids have taken pictures of other kids in the bathroom, on the toilet. So that's why I did that. And so I sent them in. He said, it's clear. There's nobody in there. He opened up all the stalls. Nobody in there. And so I'm like, okay, cool. So I sent the little boy in there to use the bathroom. While he's using the bathroom, I'm standing guard outside the door. And nobody entered the bathroom at all. Standing guard outside the door. After he flushes the toilet, I heard him yell out, I can't reach the sink. And so I was like, well, I can't come in there. I said, but you come on out and I can take you down here so you can wash your hands down, to this other bathroom where I know the sink is low. And he was just like, okay. But he said, okay, and never came out. But all of a sudden I hear water running. And I'm like, oh, well, looked like he was able to reach the sink after all. So then when he came out, I said, I thought you couldn't reach the sink. He said, oh, the big boy picked me up so I can wash my hands. I said, what big boy? He said, the big boy that was in the bathroom. I was like, oh, okay. So I went ahead and I told him, go ahead and go back to the lunchroom, because I wanted to see what big boy he was talking about. So this bathroom that I'm talking about is right next to the principal's office. Now, the kind of sink that's in this bathroom is one of those circular sinks where multiple people can wash their hands at a time. Y'all know those older sinks, the one that was in Harriet the Spy, that kind of sink. And so I sat right next to the bathroom waiting for this big boy to come out. Nobody ever came out and nobody went in. Okay, there was nobody that walked past me, nothing. And there's only one entryway into this bathroom. Okay. So the entire lunch hour, I'm down there next to the principal's office, outside the principal's door, just watching to see if the big boy came out of the bathroom. Nobody entered, nobody exited. And I was like, okay, I already know what's up, so I'm gonna just go ahead and go about my business. And so that's what I did. Now, on a different day, me and my mom are in her office. We're having lunch. Her door is closed, but there's a knock at the door. And I went over to open the door. So when I opened the door, there was this brown-skinned little girl. She was probably about, I would say maybe 10. And I'm just going based off of her height. And so she knocked on the door, and my mom was just like, come on in, baby. Now, mind you, we're both talking to her. Okay. Soon as she walks in, she walks up to my mom, and she told my mom that she needed to get washed up, and she needed some deodorant, and she needed new pants. Okay. My mom goes into her little closet area, and she gets the girl some pants out, I get her deodorant and soap out, a towel, and she uses my mom's bathroom that's in my mom's office, right? So the bathroom is right there. There's no way that anybody can leave from out of there without us seeing them or hearing them. So she closed the bathroom door, and I hear the water. I hear her running the water. Y'all, the water kept running. And so I'm like, Ma, I said, she been in there a long time. So I knocked on the door, and I'm like, hey, you okay in there? She's like, yeah, I'm okay. Thank you. I'm like, cool. Another 10 minutes roll around, and my mom was just like, baby, you got to hurry up and get to your next class. So go ahead and speed it up so you can get to your next class on time. Nothing. No word. She says nothing. So my mom knocked on the door. No answer. My mom kind of slowly opens the door, and she kicked the kickstand down because there's nobody in the bathroom. She said, somebody came in here, right, to clean themselves, right? I'm like, yes. And we've been here the entire time. Neither one of us have left this room. Neither one of us. We're not all up in our phones. We waited for her to come out because, like, what? That's why I don't be listening to y'all when y'all say spirits aren't real. Because somebody was in that bathroom and the water was still running. Third time around, my daughter, this is a completely different day. My daughter has music class in the same building that my mom's office is in. So she has music class there, and she also has her lunch there in that building. But she was coming from the opposite direction of her class and the lunch room. So I was confused when I saw her little jacket turn the corner. And so, of course, I ran down there. I'm like, that was my kid's jacket. So I ran down there, cut the corner, and I see her about to walk out the back doors. I said, where are you going? She was like, oh, the big kid told me that I needed to walk with her. Now, mind you, it's only about 4 or 5 students who Simone would absolutely trust to walk away with them. These are students that I trust to go and get her from her classroom. Kids that she knows. So I started naming off the names like, oh, was it? And she was like, nope, wasn't her. Wasn't him. Wasn't her or him. And I was like, so who were you walking with? She was just like, I don't know. That worried me. That worried me big time. So, of course, they would have still been standing there with her because she said that they were about to walk out the door. Nobody, like all the doors, all the surrounding doors, like in the back area ways of the school, those are locked. You can't get into those without keys, right? The front door, you have to go through those to get into the school. There's 2 security guards. The principal's always right there. You know, the AP is always right there, and they know her. They would have never let her walk through the front. And so I was just like, that's so weird to me. So I kept asking her questions. Even when we got home, she said that it was a tall white girl. Y'all, and I'm not just saying this. There is no tall white student that goes to that school. There are white students, but not no tall white girls with blonde hair. That scared the heck out of me.